The Amara team sets off on its voyage through the Irrawaddy Delta in southern Myanmar. Boats travelling along the river and its tributaries are the only possible means of transportation, and the Amara Projekte can only be reached at high tide. As you float downriver, life in the little fishing villages that line the banks seems idyllic. It's hard to reconcile these peaceful scenes with the images of devastation that we saw in 2008, when Cyclone Nargis took mere seconds to sweep away the fragile bamboo huts, the villagers and all their possessions. Tens of thousands lost their lives. Claire Schreiber was in Germany with her family when Nargis struck.
You know, I was in Munich at home and feel convenient, and then suddenly that I hear all over the news from television, and also what is make me really feeling bad is I see the internet news, you know, that all the children fighting to each other but lay on the ground and they are dying, you know, and that picture, this make me crying and my heart is broken.
And then what happened?
Then I asked my husband that he must support me and I need to get some money so that I can fly there. And so immediately we contact to all the friends and we received the money of 30,000 euro.
In 2009, some of her friends set up the Amara Foundation in Germany. The Munich-based association raises funds and supports the Myanmar team with project planning and organisation. Thanks to the contacts and infrastructure built up over the years Claire had spent running a travel agency in Myanmar, she was able to get to the stricken region almost immediately. In fact, Claire and her team were almost the only aid workers there for days, as other organisations suffered lengthy delays in getting permits from the military regime to enter the country. Today, 3 years after the catastrophe, the Amara Foundation still has a lot to do. Most villagers live from hand to mouth and, as subsistence-level farmers and fishermen, are at the mercy of nature's caprices. At first sight, the villagers seem to lead a charmed and almost enviable life of simplicity and closeness to nature. But the reality is that very often the basic necessities are missing: health and a full stomach. This is why health and education are today the core concerns of Amara's activities. To operate over a longer period of time in Myanmar, organizations need the backing of the regime's authorities.
Well, as the Amara Foundation, we are a non-government organization and non-profit organization. Therefore, our main aim is not to focus in politics, but to help the people need. Then of course, there is a lot of things, you know, between governmental officer and our own. We always need to negotiate, explain why we want to do that. And it's take us some time, you know, an argument between us. But until now, we are a good approach, I must say.
In the monastery of the village of Gadar, the mobile clinic team has been in action since early morning. The villagers are waiting patiently in line to see the 2 doctors and 3 nurses, who have to treat 100 patients a day. They offer basic health care and dispense medication. After a day or 2 here, the team will set sail for the next village along the river.
Claire, wenn es diese medizinische Versorgung jetzt hier nicht gäbe mit der mobilen Klinik, wie sind die sonst versorgt, die Leute? Was können die machen, wenn sie krank sind?
Nur bleiben zu Hause und also mögliche Medizin kaufen von einer kleinen Pharmazie, aber leider hier in diesem Dorf sogar keine Pharmazie gibt.
Also Arzt, wo ist der nächste Arzt, wenn der hier nicht her?
Dann ist 2 Stunden weit weg von hier. Yeah.
The villagers know Claire. They trust her and her team and rely on her monthly visits with the mobile clinic.
ဘာဖြစ်နေတာတော့ तू က
ဖော်လဲပြကျိုးနေ
ဩဖြစ်မှာပဲကြာပြီလားအဲ့ရတယ်လဲနာလား
မိနေတော့
ဟိုတစ်ခေါက်တော့ဒီရွာမလာရင်အုံးမင်ဘောပြုတ်ကြဟုတ်လားဆရာအာ
Apart from treating the sick, the Amara doctors teach the villagers about illnesses like dengue fever and HIV. They discuss topics such as family planning, hygiene and nutrition with them. They also set in place procedures to follow in case of emergencies, which will help save lives in the future, should other natural catastrophes occur. For the foundation stone ceremony, a visitor from the capital arrives, the Minister of Tourism, his colleagues from the ministry, and his entourage. In such a remote location, building a medical centre is a logistical challenge for Amara. It is going to take hard manual labour by the inhabitants of Yoamar to put up 7 buildings without the help of machinery or cranes. During the ceremony, the corners of what will be the main block are marked out with stakes, painted in the colours of various precious metals and stones, such as gold, silver and sapphire. This is a Burmese tradition to ensure that the project gets off to an auspicious start. The medical care centre is going to be the first clinic in Didya region and will serve a population of some 30,000 people in 20 villages. In addition to an outpatient polyclinic, it will house a maternity unit, a laboratory and an inpatient facility with 16 beds. The medical clinic has been generously sponsored by the German family enterprise Knorr-Bremse.
And I thank them personally a lot because it's not enough to give the money to build a project like this. It is a lot of support, work and help needed to maintain it and to operate it. I would like to point out one woman who has given so much energy, time, commitment, everything else you can imagine to make this project possible. Mrs. Claire Schreiber of Amara Foundation.
အခုတော့နောက်ထပ်မျိုးသမီးတစ်ယောက်ကိုလည်းအရင်ကျေးဇူးတင်အောင်ပြောကြားလိုပါတယ်။အဲ့ဒီယောက်ကတော့သူ့ရဲ့စွမ်းအားတွေရောအချိန်တွေရောအကုန်ကြားခံပြီးတော့ဘိုးဘိုးနဲ့ဝေးကြီးရနေပြီးတော့သူတို့အစားပေါ့နော်။ကိုယ်ဝမ်းမြောက်စွာနဲ့လုပ်ပေးတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မို့လို့အင်းအားနဲ့စိုက်ထုတ်ပေးတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်
Claire and some supporters of course in the background. And I would like to point out Claire to convince donors like us to participate and support this project.
They will be always thankful for it.
ဒေတာမျိုးမှာဒီလိုအဆောက်အဦမျိုးကျွန်တော်တို့ဖြစ်နိုင်လိမ့်မယ်လို့အိမ်မက်လည်းမဝင်ဖြစ်လာမယ်လို့လည်းမမျှော်လင့်ဘူးဒါမှမဟုတ်အခုလိုမြဝထင်တွေ့ရတဲ့အခါကျတော့အများကြီးအတိုင်းနဲ့လွန်ကျေးဇူးအားလုံးတင်ပါတယ်ကျေးဇူးတင်လိုက်တဲ့လူတွေကိုကျွန်တော်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ပြော
ရတယ်အများကြီးဝန်တာပါတယ်လို့ပြော very glad တာပါကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ဘာလို့ပြန်မို့ဟုတ်အတမီး
Close to the medical centre is the Bamboo High School, which has been up and running since 2009 thanks to the support of the Kids Unlimited Trust.
Oh, I just explained to Daniela, this is a newly made.
The Burmese have always placed a high value on education, but the system suffers from chronic underfinancing. Too few schools and too few teachers, as well as virtually no vocational training facilities. The Bamboo High School offers the chance of higher education to 500 children in the region and represents something much more important than just a school building.
Die kommen hierher, also die verbringen ihre Freizeit hier auf den Feldern rumspielen Fußball. Die Eltern kommen hierher. Es ist ein Versammlungsraum. Gestern hat Claire erzählt, dass die alten Menschen im Sommer sehr viel sich hier aufhalten, weil es so wahnsinnig heiß ist. Was sehr schön ist, wenn man durch das Dorf geht, dass alle Dorfbewohner unglaublich stolz auf diese Schule sind und diese Schule wirklich, glaube ich, auch sehr pflegen und alles für die Schule tun, weil sie wissen, dass das für ihre Kinder eine Riesenchance ist.
Ja, das ist tatsächlich auch was mich sehr, sehr berührt und begeistert. Zum einen, dass es für so viele Schüler eine Gelegenheit ist, hier Unterricht zu haben und dass man so merkt, wie stolz sie alle sind, dass diese Schule jetzt steht. Und es hat ja mindestens das halbe Dorf an dieser Schule mitgebaut und jeder ist irgendwie ein Teil von dieser Schule. Und darum glaube ich auch, dass sie so gut drauf aufpassen.
For the construction of the school, architect Ursula Schmidt decided on a combination of clay bricks and treated bamboo. This gives longevity and stability to the building and means that it can also act as a shelter for the villagers and school children during storms. As well as its large building projects, the Amara Foundation also provides assistance on a smaller scale to the Delta region. It supplies teachers, so that different classes don't have to be taught by the same teacher at the same time, thus raising the level of tuition. It provides school uniforms and learning materials, and renovates and furnishes some of the more decrepit existing schools. What can a few more school books achieve, as long as the country cannot free itself from its political stagnation? They only make a small difference, but perhaps a critical one. The hope for change in the future lies with the young people, and the opportunity we give them to recognize and develop their talent.
Why do I keep going? I don't know. Why do I keep going? I really don't know. But I have a good feeling, and I believe that I'm doing a right thing as a human being, you know. As a Burmese or as a human being, I'm proud to be doing something back for the people. I'm not taking in this life, you know, only for myself. I study, I earn, I have a family, but I wanted to leave something in behind of, you know, my history, that I'm also one of the human being doing something good for the people. This feeling maybe convinced me that I believe myself, I'm doing a right job. So why should not I not doing it?